like every day I hurt and I struggle. But, I started, like every day I wake up with some hurt. And the good thing is today I heard one of the ladies and it was wonderful because she was like, I do wake up because other people do wake up with hurt. And the good thing is that we don't stay on it. You know what I mean? And that's what I do. Like, I don't just stay there. You know what I mean? Sometimes I really got to push myself. The good thing, there's a lot of things I can do for self. You know what I mean? I pray to God. I pray. I read. And finally, with somebody with ADHD, like me or whatever, I finished a book. And it wasn't, see, it wasn't like a long book and it had pictures on it. You know what I mean? But just the fact that I was able to finish, you know what I mean? To finish something. Because with me with ADHD since a kid, I've always struggled with attention, paying attention, you know what I mean? And finishing things, finishing a task. So to me, it was nice to be able to sit back and say, okay, I finished a book. It might have had pictures. It was actually a daily calm quote thing, but it felt like a good start, you know what I mean? So I'm just thankful for that. Today I celebrate that I finished that I was able to do that to finish, you know what I mean, which is great. Because I fight, you know what I mean, because I love books, but I can never sometimes concentrate, you know what I mean, and because it's a battle for me every day to calm myself down, and it's rough, but the good thing is that I'm doing it. And to be honest with you, right now I'm doing it for self because I am healing. But I make these videos too so that other kids maybe in a situation like mine, that have dealt with all the mental health problems thrown at them, you know what I mean, that life throws at you sometimes, that they can see that it can be done in not so much in the medication part, because to be honest, all I really do take is like a vitamin, but with natural things like prayer, like books, like setting little goals, the natural way that it for me that it was supposed to be done, through faith, with words, through meanings, through love, understanding of self, you know what I mean? Because I just want my walk to not so much, I also for myself, I do this for myself, but I also, it's important for me to leave this wealth to another kid that struggles, you know what I mean? Because I know that there is still kids out there struggling with the same things that I struggle with, you know what I mean? And I want them to know not to go directly to medication or to a doctor, you know what I mean? To me, not downing any doctor because they all are smart, but to me the best doctors are the natural healers, you know what I mean? The people that truly heal through a broken heart and push through, you know what I mean? That is beautiful, you know what I mean? To look within, because the work has to start from within, you know what I mean? I think that's why I always like therapy, and there's therapy in many different ways, you know what I mean? There's therapy of all kinds, for me, nature is therapy. Quotes like the book I finished with therapy, and I don't know, I'm just healing, and the good thing is that I'm not staying in the hurt. There's days obviously that it lasts longer, and there's days that I struggle with other things, but and sometimes, I also get judged, and I know that comes with life, because I am myself and can be judgmental at times, you know what I mean, because I am very imperfect. The good thing is, one of my friends says, you just tell them to have a blessed day. and and to be honest, most of the time, even when I do say that, like I usually I do mean it, because everybody has a right of their own judgment, and most of the times they're just judging themselves, because we all have our own shoes, and sometimes you can't fill my shoes just like I can't fill your shoes. You know what I mean? I can't understand your walk, and you can't understand mine. You would have to have gone through the shit that I had to go through. You know what I mean? To be able to get a glimpse, and even then, you know what I mean. We all dealt with it different, so I guess in a way, I am grateful for that push. You know what I mean? And for those kind words that other people have, and suggestions that a lot of times I take. You know what I mean? The good thing is that I have a clear mind and I know what suggestion fits and what doesn't. You know what I mean? And most of the time, thank God, God has put people in my life. Maybe it's not the biggest circle, but you know what I mean. But it's a loving kind word, a loving circle. And I don't know. I think it's beautiful that I can walk through this and walk with that faith. You know what I mean. In my grace, my look ungraciously imperfect, but it's still my walk. You know what I mean? Because to be honest with you, most of the times when I walk home and I walk back, it's just me releasing that anxiety. You know what I mean? Because I battle with things every day, but I don't hide it. I do what I can to because a lot of times I do it for self, but a lot of times in hopes that like I hope that by me just being me, that it might pick up another person. You know what I mean? Because you never know what somebody's going through. You know what I mean? That's why I like authenticity, because I walk in my authentic and perfect self, and so other people can too. You know what I mean? I hope and pray that God can heal other people through their imperfect self. You know what I mean? Them realizing that it's beautiful to just be you and to walk in you, and a lot of times I'm not looking back or whatever. I just look forward, and I honestly, like, I walk looking at self, like, okay, well, that dance move is not working, let me try this one, because a lot of mine is just natural healing through music and through dance and through words and letting go and seeing what fit in, what doesn't. You know what I mean? I guess I am a puzzle, and it's just, that's just how it goes. And I thank you and I love you guys.